So there is a lot happening in the market right now. And in this video, I'm going to talk about some very important data for Dogecoin. So we are now seeing that Goldman Sachs, one of the largest banks in the world, has joined a list of analysts predicting that the price of Bitcoin could reach $100,000 in the future. The bank has estimated that Bitcoin's float-adjusted market cap is just shy of $700 billion. And interestingly, it accounts for a 20% share of the store of value market consisting of Bitcoin and gold. And approximately $2.6 trillion worth of gold is currently available for investments. And this all leads to the fact that Bitcoin's share of the market is highly likely to grow to 50% over the next 5 years. And as a result, its price would increase to just over $100,000. Moreover, Goldman Sachs isn't alone in predicting such a massive price for Bitcoin. Just recently, Antoni Trenchev, the founder of crypto lending platform Nexo, has predicted that Bitcoin is going to reach 100K by the middle of 2022. He believes that Bitcoin has exceeded the expectations of investors and the broader community as it outperforms significantly every time it is written off. And this is why he believes that Bitcoin will outperform gold in the future and it will exceed expectations as it has often done. Antoni Trenchev also noted that institutional investors have been quietly adding Bitcoin to their treasury during the recent price dip, and they are expected to continue doing so. And he thinks that this rising institutional interest is the main reason that is going to help Bitcoin hit the 100K all-time high during this year. Moreover, we know that the president of El Salvador has also recently predicted that Bitcoin is poised to hit the $100,000 all-time high during this year. In fact, as I mentioned in my recent video, he has predicted that 2 more countries are going to follow El Salvador in adopting Bitcoin as a legal tender. So the point here is that now more and more analysts and prominent people are getting bullish about Bitcoin. In fact, the prediction of Bitcoin hitting the 100K level coming from Goldman Sachs is pretty huge for Bitcoin and the overall market. Moreover, it is good to see these bullish predictions for Bitcoin at a time when it is struggling in the market. But this struggling period for Bitcoin is only for the short term, and the long-term outlook for it is still pretty bullish. And now if we come to Dogecoin's price, we can see that it has now fallen below the 17 cents mark. And apparently, things are not looking so good for Doge. However, this is not a major crash, so I think there is nothing to be worried about. As I said in my previous video, retail investors are currently sitting on the sidelines. And this is why Dogecoin and the overall crypto market is struggling to come out of this consolidation period. But we can expect them to come back into the crypto market in some months from here. So the overall situation is not too bleak for either Dogecoin or the overall market. Moreover, it is now highly likely that there is going to be more regulatory clarity in 2022, and this is going to help Dogecoin and other cryptos surge massively this year. So just recently, a draft of a new crypto asset law was introduced in Peru recently, seeking to regulate the crypto interactions that are already happening in the country. Besides defining what a crypto asset is and establishing the duties of virtual asset service providers, the draft law also seeks to legalize the use of cryptos to incorporate and be held by companies. So we are now seeing that Peru is yet another LATAM country that has jumped on the crypto regulation bandwagon behind countries like Brazil, Paraguay, Venezuela, and El Salvador. And talking about El Salvador, its administration, led by President Nayib Bukele, has advanced plans to issue Bitcoin bonds by drafting 20 bills to establish the necessary legal framework. And these bills will cover regulations about issuing securities as crypto to ensure the viability of the Bitcoin bonds that were proposed back in November 2021. Moreover, President Bukele has vowed that the $1 billion raised from the bond offering will be used to fund the Bitcoin City Plan, which will provide digital and technology education, geothermal energy for the entire city, and efficient and sustainable public transportation. So the point is that El Salvador is now coming up with more and more developments related to cryptos. And this is pretty bullish because I think many other countries will follow its footsteps in adopting cryptos. Moreover, as per another positive update, the government of Estonia has approved legislation tailored to improve oversight of its crypto sector, which expanded rapidly due to favorable regulations and business climate. The new law, which is yet to be adopted, will introduce stricter requirements for service providers without preventing their clients from owning or exchanging cryptocurrencies. And the government has now made it clear that they are not going to ban crypto trading in the country, but they want to counter all the fraudulent activities involved in the crypto sector. So this is yet another positive update, indicating the fact that more and more countries are now adopting a crypto-friendly approach. And seeing this, it is now expected that the year 2022 may be when regulatory frameworks are rolled out in the United States and globally, paving the way for greater crypto adoption. So the point is that we are now heading towards more and more crypto regulatory clarity this year. And this is precisely why I believe the future of cryptos is so bright. And seeing such positive updates, I think that we are now going to come out of this consolidation phase for the broader crypto market sooner or later. And now let's come to Shiba Inu for a minute, as there are some huge updates for it. So Uphold, a crypto exchange and platform that also facilitates commodities trading, has recently announced that it would list Shiba Inu by January 15. And as per the official announcement from the exchange, they have decided to list Shiba Inu after a huge surge in demand from their users. So this is a huge update for SHIB. And it is now evident that more and more trading platforms are now looking to list Shiba Inu. And this is why I think that those days are not far away when Robinhood will also list it. And another very promising thing happening for Shiba Inu is that its burning trend has been increasing. In fact, we are now seeing that more and more firms are now taking part in the burning process of SHIB tokens. And just recently, a total of 9 businesses have committed to using part of their profits to burn tokens of Shiba Inu. The goal is to reduce the circulating supply of Shiba Inu in order to enhance its utility and scalability. And as we know that it is also related to the price, more and more burning of SHIB tokens is going to increase its value in the long term. And now let's come back to Bitcoin for a minute, as we are seeing some huge catalysts for it. So we are now seeing that Bitcoin's public skepticism by reputable sources peaked in 2017, and despite higher prices in 2021, it stood at a 62% reduction compared to the 2017 all-time high. So it means that the number of investors and the general public who are doubtful and skeptical about Bitcoin has been reduced by 62% since 2017. And this means that more and more people are now less skeptical about Bitcoin. And we are seeing that this is exactly why the mainstream adoption of Bitcoin is going to be increasing now. And this means that the price of Bitcoin will also go up. And as per crypto analyst TechDev, the midterm base case for Bitcoin is still invalidated and trends are going to be converging soon. So he is basically saying that if we look at 2020 fractional and overlay on 2021 fractional, we can see that the relative strength index of Bitcoin is the same. And we are seeing that the MACDs are also pretty much the same. And this was the point of breakout in 2020. So with the same technical level, we will be seeing yet another point of a breakout for Bitcoin this year. So this is very, very bullish for Bitcoin. And as per another tweet from TechDev, if we look at the logarithmic 1.27 and the logarithmic 1.618 Fibonacci levels of Bitcoin, they have historically been in a consolidation zone. And we can see that this has always been a key consolidation zone. And on a weekly basis, we are seeing that the price of Bitcoin makes higher, and the relative strength index makes lower highs. And we can also see in this chart that the support is found near the 1.47 level before exiting. So we are now seeing similar patterns happening for Bitcoin. And as of now, Bitcoin has the crossover in the halving cycles. And since things are looking quite similar now, it appears that Bitcoin is now on the brink to cross over the 1.618 Fibonacci level. And this means that we are going to see a huge momentum to the upside for Bitcoin. And I think that Bitcoin is going to break out sooner or later. And as per crypto analyst Bobby Rod, last time we saw these Fibonacci levels on this chart acting as resistance levels, and they have now flipped to support for Bitcoin. So this is basically yet another bullish indicator for Bitcoin. So the point is that we are now seeing some very positive things for Bitcoin amid its consolidation period. And this means that the overall trend is still very bullish for Bitcoin. And even though Bitcoin is consolidating for some time now, these bullish indicators are going to help it come out of this sideways movement. So the point is that we are now seeing more and more bullish indicators for Bitcoin. And as I said, it appears that things are now nicely shaping up for it despite the current market downtrend. And this is pretty bullish for Dogecoin as well, along with all other bullish things happening for it. However, I'm not saying here that Dogecoin is going to surge massively right away, I think holders still have to exercise some patience here. This is because, as I said in my recent videos, things are looking great for Dogecoin, but it appears that it will move up sometime in the first and second quarters of this year. And I think that the mid-2022 phase is going to be pretty important for it and the overall crypto market. So we need to wait for some months now.